If you're over 60 and living with joint pain, what I'm about to say may completely change how you look at your daily meals. You might be eating something right now that's quietly fueling inflammation inside your knees, hips, and fingers without even realizing it. These foods might seem harmless or even healthy, but science tells a very different story. So before you take another bite, stay with me. In the next few minutes, you'll discover what foods to absolutely avoid if you want relief from arthritis pain, plus what to eat instead. And hey, if you care about your joints, go ahead and subscribe for more practical tips like this one. Let me tell you about a woman named Joyce. She's 67, lives in Arizona, and for years she struggled with chronic pain in her hands and knees. She tried everything: glucosamine, fish oil, even physical therapy. But nothing worked, until one surprising change made all the difference. She cut out one ingredient that was hiding in plain sight. That ingredient? Refined sugar. It's not just the white stuff you scoop into your coffee. Refined sugar hides in salad dressings, pasta sauces, low-fat yogurts, cereals, and even so-called health bars. When you eat sugar, your body responds by releasing pro-inflammatory cytokines, tiny molecules that worsen swelling and stiffness in your joints. According to a 2020 study published in the journal Nutrients, high sugar intake was linked to increased inflammation and higher risk of rheumatoid arthritis, especially in older adults. Now I know what you're thinking. A little sugar can't be that bad, right? But even small daily doses over time act like drops of gasoline on a smoldering fire. For Joyce, cutting out sugary drinks and choosing low-sugar alternatives reduced her pain within weeks. Her knuckles stopped throbbing. She could open jars again. And sugar is just the beginning. Another silent attacker? Processed meats, like bacon, ham, sausages, and deli slices. These foods are often loaded with advanced glycation end products, or AGEs. These molecules are formed when meat is cooked at high temperatures and are known to spark inflammation, especially in joint tissue. The Arthritis Foundation warns that AGEs may damage cartilage over time and trigger flare-ups in people with osteoarthritis or rheumatoid arthritis. Just imagine, a ham sandwich with a slice of American cheese and mayo could contain 3 major joint-damaging culprits in a single bite. Which brings us to dairy, a controversial one. Some people can handle it, others can't. For many with arthritis, casein, the primary protein in cow's milk, can act as an irritant. Studies have found that in susceptible individuals, dairy can increase swelling and joint discomfort. That doesn't mean all dairy is evil, but if you often feel worse after that scoop of ice cream or cheesy pasta dish, your joints may be trying to tell you something. So far, we've talked about sugar, processed meats, and dairy. But we're not done yet, because the most surprising inflammation trigger is something you may use every single day, and it hides in your cooking oil. When most people think about oils, they think of heart health. But when it comes to joint pain, not all oils are created equal. Let's talk about vegetable oils, especially soybean oil, corn oil, sunflower oil, and safflower oil. These oils are high in omega-6 fatty acids. Now, omega-6s aren't bad on their own. In fact, your body needs them. But the problem lies in the ratio. Our ancestors consumed a balanced ratio of omega-6 to omega-3, about 1.1. Today, most Western diets are closer to 16.1, heavily tilted toward omega-6. Why does this matter? Because too much omega-6 and not enough omega-3 ramps up the body's inflammatory response. That means more stiffness, more swelling, and more morning pain. In one 2011 study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, researchers found that high omega-6 consumption, particularly from cooking oils, was associated with increased inflammatory markers in older adults. The same study suggested that swapping these oils for extra virgin olive oil could reduce inflammation significantly. So what should you do? Ditch the corn oil and replace it with olive oil, avocado oil, or even flaxseed oil for cold dishes. These oils are rich in monounsaturated fats and omega-3s that help calm your immune system and support joint function. Speaking of swaps, let's not forget one of the biggest and most overlooked problems in our modern diet: refined grains. You know them well: white bread, white pasta, pastries, crackers, most breakfast cereals. These highly processed carbs spike blood sugar quickly, leading to the same inflammatory response we discussed earlier. But here's the twist. Refined grains also deplete your body of key nutrients like magnesium and zinc, both of which are essential for cartilage health and joint mobility. For people over 60, this is especially concerning. Your body naturally loses bone density and cartilage as you age. Eating foods that accelerate this process is like pouring sand into a rusted machine. It speeds up the breakdown. So take a closer look at your pantry. If your go-to breakfast is white toast and jam with margarine, your joints are silently begging you to stop. Let's dive into something a little controversial: nightshade vegetables. That includes tomatoes, potatoes, eggplants, bell peppers, and chili peppers. Some people avoid them like poison. Others eat them daily and feel fine. So what's the truth? Here's what science says. Nightshades contain a compound called solanine, which in large amounts may irritate the digestive tract and trigger inflammation in sensitive individuals. But large-scale studies haven't definitively proven that nightshades cause arthritis. Still, anecdotal evidence is hard to ignore. In a 2017 survey by the National Foundation for Functional Health, nearly 30% of respondents with joint issues reported improvement after removing nightshades from their diet. I'll give you a real example. Paul, age 72, was a retired firefighter from Michigan. He had painful knees for over a decade. He tried stretching, he tried injections, even had surgery scheduled. But then his daughter asked him to try removing tomatoes and peppers for a month. Just 1 month. And guess what? After 2 weeks, he started noticing less swelling. By week 4, he canceled the surgery. Now, does this mean everyone should cut nightshades? Not necessarily. But if you've tried everything else and nothing seems to help, this might be a safe experiment to try, just for 30 days. More importantly, it teaches us this: even healthy foods can be wrong for your body if your immune system is sensitive. The key is paying attention, tracking your meals, and listening when your joints speak up. Now that we've gone through the biggest no-no foods, let's shift gears. Because knowing what not to eat only gets you halfway there. The real goal is to build a plate that fights inflammation and fuels healing. Start with the foundation. Colorful vegetables, especially leafy greens like spinach, kale, arugula, and Swiss chard. These are packed with antioxidants like vitamin C, E, and beta-carotene, which help reduce oxidative stress in your joints. Broccoli is especially powerful. It contains sulforaphane, which may slow cartilage breakdown in osteoarthritis, according to a 2013 study from the University of East Anglia. Add in healthy fats, extra virgin olive oil, a few walnuts, chia seeds, or slices of avocado. These foods help calm the inflammatory response and keep joints well lubricated. Now for the protein. Opt for fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, or sardines, rich in omega-3s. If you're plant-based, try lentils, beans, and tofu. Just be mindful of processed soy. Whole grains are another smart choice. Oats, quinoa, buckwheat, and brown rice. Unlike refined grains, these complex carbs give you steady energy without spiking blood sugar. Spices matter too. Turmeric, ginger, garlic, and cinnamon all have anti-inflammatory properties. Adding these to your meals isn't just delicious, it's medicine in disguise. Finally, hydration. Drink water, herbal teas, and broths. Avoid sugary sodas, energy drinks, or alcohol that dehydrates and inflames the body. This isn't about going on a strict diet. It's about protecting your mobility, your independence, your comfort. Every bite is either fighting pain or feeding it. If you made it this far, congratulations. You're already ahead of most people your age when it comes to joint health. Avoiding just a few of these common foods can mean the difference between stiff, painful mornings and a body that actually feels good getting out of bed. And if you've learned something valuable today, I invite you to subscribe to this channel, Arthritis Relief Daily, so you don't miss out on future videos. We're here to make the science simple and your life more comfortable, one smart choice at a time. Don't forget to leave a comment. What food surprised you most on this list? I read every single one. Take care and be kind to your joints. They carry you through life.